3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1092. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. So, looking at the timer, I actually saw quite a few significant numbers while starting this reading. And just as I was thinking about talking about the number 33 that I saw 33 seconds in, I saw a minute and 33 seconds. So that's just extra confirmation for whoever has spiritual significance for that number, the number 33. The other two numbers that I saw, the first one was 122, which is about change starting with you, and 123, which is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. It feels like there's something significant here about your experiences that can create not only positive change within you, but also around you. What is the deeper spiritual significance of who you are and everything that you have been through? What does your healing, your pain, your fear have to teach or show you about your actual potential and your true worth and everything that you deserve? There was another number, but I can't remember it. I'm going to trust that I can't remember it for a reason. At least for now, if it comes up later. There may be a lot here for you to release, to heal from, to let go of, inside and out. Maybe it could even be overwhelming, and it really is understandable to struggle with faith and hope when it feels like the journey is going to be very long. It's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of patience. But it does feel like this journey is going to be worth it. There could also be something significant here about using your voice or learning how to use your voice, which would make a lot of sense if you feel like there's a lot you have to work through. I want to say you are worth the effort because you deserve to have a voice and to live a life that reflects who you truly are and what you actually deserve. You're the only person who can give yourself the best shot at living a life that reflects your worth. And respects your needs and your desires as well. Let's go ahead and move into interpreting the number 1092. The number 1 is about trusting and believing in yourself. trusting your intuition and believing in your strength, especially when it comes to having the hope and the faith that you need to be patient on some sort of journey. It could definitely be like a healing journey, trying to grow spiritually, but it could also be something else. It does feel like this is more about healing somebody, though. It's very frustrating dealing with time and there being a lot of elements outside of our control. It is very, very, very frustrating. But you deserve to use that frustration as fuel to keep going, to stay focused, rather than to give up and, destroy yourself and your future, your relationships, or at least your potential for good relationships. It does feel like someone here is going through something quite rough. And what you need is something to soothe yourself, to calm yourself, center yourself. For me personally, I like to listen to meditation music because it gives this feeling of like, it's refreshing in a way. Like, I like to reflect on what I did for the day and then mentally prepare myself for the next day. Maybe that could help you, especially if you genuinely do struggle with focus or especially sleep. I have personally found that reflecting on my day at the end of the day does help me sleep better, because then I give myself the time, an intentional effort to process things rather than just forgetting about it or not acknowledging it or anything like that. Let's move on to the number 0. I wanted to say the number 2, so very curious to, see what I'm going to feel about the number 2 once we get there. And I find it funny, I'm getting a lot of symbolism here around timing. And I really do feel like I am connecting with somebody who does have a long way to go. And I just want you to not give up. I mean, the intro of my video is literally, my videos is literally don't give up. Because the work that you're doing is very important and it matters so much for yourself and for the collective. And you deserve to be recognized for that. And depending on how in tune you are, the universe may be trying to give that recognition to you by communicating with you. So that does lead me into talking about the number 0 now, right? Yeah, I don't think I did go, dive into that number because I got a little bit distracted. But the number 0 can be about recurring themes or patterns in the form of spiritual communication, like signs and symbols and stuff like that, or just in your own experiences. No matter where they're coming from, pay attention to these themes and these patterns and what they're trying to, communicate to you or reflect to you. What can you interpret from these themes and patterns? And definitely pay attention to the spiritual communication, because I believe that when we are struggling the most, that is when the universe, your spirit guides, kind of really give you the strongest messages, because they show up when you need them. And I believe that their role to play, or at least the big role for them to play, is to help you maintain your faith and your hope. That's what I believe. Sometimes they'll show you the magic that you need to stay faithful and to stay committed and stay focused. And I really encourage you to ask for the magic that you need, the alignment, the signs, whatever it is. But don't get too specific. Leave it open. Let them come to you. All that I am encouraging you to do is to ask simply for a sign, messages. Leave it vague. Don't get too specific, because I feel like When we get too specific, the messages don't hit the same, or we miss them because we're looking for what we asked for instead of what we need. You know? Just wanted to make sure that's still recording. But another way that I interpret the number 0 is a reminder or guidance for you to know and to choose yourself, respect yourself, and nurture and protect the relationship with yourself. As I said in a reading recently, if we want more justice in the world, amongst each other, we first need to have more justice within us, more unity within us before we can have more unity outside of us. I really don't want you to underestimate how powerful that relationship is with yourself. The relationship with yourself dictates how you show up in the world, and how you show up in the world dictates the impact that you have and what collective cause you are fighting for, or the greater evil. And I've been saying it a lot lately, and I'm going to keep saying it because I feel like it's important. Evil does not have to be something malicious or intense or extreme. It could be something as simple as treating yourself in ways that you know that you don't deserve to be treated. That's what evil is, doing wrong knowing that it's wrong. And not giving yourself what you deserve, treating yourself the way that you deserve, talking to yourself the way that you deserve is wrong. Because you just don't deserve that. Because you deserve to be happy, and having a bad relationship with yourself is not going to make you happy. It's not going to give you peace, and it's not going to give you what you want out of life in general. The things that you're passionate about, the relationships that are real and true, especially the relationships. You want good relationships in your life? That starts with having a good relationship with yourself first. Moving on to the number 9, this number is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. The work that you're doing is so much bigger than you. And if you feel a sense of purpose, you feel that it is bigger, trust it. Believe in it. Ask for the signs. Search for the answers that you need to trust and believe in your own potential, your own purpose, and the power of your own sacrifices. Every time you make a sacrifice, a decision, you're contributing to a collective effort of other people who are making that same sacrifice, making that same decision. I know it gets annoying to hear it because sometimes it's just not helpful, but you're not alone. And this really is so much bigger, and there's not really much that we can do except show up for ourselves so we can show up for each other. At least for now. The last number, the number 2, is confirmation of a significant relationship or situation that may have come up in your mind, into your mind, while watching this reading so far. It's also confirmation or guidance for you to create peace and balance, justice, fairness within yourself, and to prioritize what really does mean the most to you, including your well-being, your peace, and the impact that you have on those around you. Adding up these numbers to wrap up interpreting the number 1092, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 9 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, and 1 plus 2 is 3. The previous reading might be significant for you. I'm being reminded, something I forgot to say in the previous reading. I did mention a card that I was feeling intuitively connected to that I made that said it's not the end of the world. And it did have the number 3 on it. I believe it does have the number 3 on it. So that could definitely be a significant number for somebody, and I encourage you to pay attention to that, to see where it leads you, if you don't already know. Oh, I accidentally kicked the camera here. Let me just fix that. That's okay. That's good enough. My bad. Okay. Now how I interpret the number 3. It's self-expression and communication using your voice. You deserve to have a voice, to show up in the world as yourself, and to attract and retain, everything that you are. Your values, your dreams, your desires, your needs. You. And not a facade or a status, You. The other way that I interpret the number 3 is healing, and I'm feeling specifically connected to the word communication. So maybe there's a significant conversation that you need to have with somebody, or a significant conversation that you need to have with yourself. But healing and growing and making a commitment. And this commitment can be to your healing and your growth, or something else. Yeah. Whatever this commitment is, though, it feels like it is something that makes you heard and seen, at peace, and wiser than you were before the transformation. So I got distracted because I noticed there's an ant on the table right here. It's an ant, right? That's what it looks like. Looks like he's struggling a little bit. But I see ants connected to teamwork and hard work. And with the ant seeming to struggle a little bit, maybe you are struggling to communicate and work with others, or just struggling with the idea of hard work and being committed and patient and just trusting and believing in the outcome that you want, that you know you deserve. I feel so strongly that I am connecting to someone who is very much struggling, and I do hope that this reading brings you the magic that you needed. And if not in this reading, I do hope that the universe, I'm asking personally to send whoever needs it the magic that they need. And I really mean that. I feel like I almost can't find words to describe how much I mean that. So whoever spirit guides are out there, if someone needs it, just show them what they need to see. And if you do see anything, I would love to hear about it, because that would be pretty cool. It would strengthen my own faith, and I would appreciate that. But as you can see, there are a couple of decks of cards on the table. We have the Ancestor Spirit Oracle, and these here are tarot cards from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. And I'm going to start with drawing out one of these Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards to really see, what your ancestors want to say, which I feel is actually very fitting for what has come through so far with somebody who is feeling quite heavy, maybe a little confused or lost or just frustrated. And then after I draw out the Ancestor Spirit Oracle card, I will draw out a couple of these tarot cards to see what other context I need to see and what other guidance you could use. So I can't spend too much time on this portion, I don't think, because I'm running out of time. I had a lot to say, but let's see what Ancestor Spirit Oracle card comes through. Oh, this is so nice. We have interact and relate, community, family, and traditions. This feels like very clearly like your ancestors are coming through to encourage you to interact with people, connect, communicate, find your community. The people who feel like family. If you are feeling alone, because I'm being reminded of a message that I said in a previous reading, I see that you have two options. To either get comfortable with it, accept it and, find peace with it, or seek out connection. And I do feel that it may benefit you more to seek out connection. I'm seeing the number 111, which is a sign to trust and believe in yourself. So you do what you definitely feel called to do, but if you really feel like you could use some connection, there's definitely confirmation here for you to seek that out. And I just saw the number 123 on the timer as well. Trust that everything happens for a reason, the message that comes with that number. You feel called or guided to connect with people, others, for a reason. Maybe there's something here that you need to share. And it might make you feel better. Potentially, in ways or more than you thought. Let's go ahead and draw these other two tarot cards. I have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. How funny is that? We have load imbalance, lack of collaboration. Upright, it says collaboration and building. I forgot to say one of the words. Upside down, separation. I did say earlier with that ant that somebody here could be struggling with teamwork. Someone here is carrying too much. There's not enough communication. I did say before I was feeling connected to the word communication. Make what you need known. You don't deserve to be carrying this much. I have the Two of Wands in reverse here. Upright, it says, plan next steps, prepare, what do you want to do, decision, and possible travel. We have the number 2 and the number 3. Communication, healing, growing, committing, a significant relationship or situation could be, present here. You gotta prioritize your peace. Make decisions that reflect what you deserve. Use your voice. The Two of Wands in reverse on its own it's like you're stuck in planning phase. There's not enough room to expand or to make a lot of progress, it feels like. Or at least as much progress as you desire. So it makes sense for you to really connect. Either with, if there's a person involved where you feel like they're not doing enough of their part, or maybe an outsider that, might help give you more objective advice or a more objective opinion. Spiritually, overall, these cards are encouraging you to use your voice, express how you feel, demand more fairness, take some of that weight off of your shoulders. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why, mentally you're feeling the weight, because, it's like too much mental labor. Do you really want to move forward with this? And if you do, there needs to be better plans, a better whatever the word is, labor that is better distributed, whether it's in the, words, or building something, whatever. Feels like you're doing too much and you don't deserve to be doing too much. So whatever is holding you back from using your voice, address that. And if nothing is holding you back, it's just confirmation for you to go ahead, move forward, use your voice, and see how it goes. And I saw the number 456, another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. So no matter what happens, it's meant to be. Because you deserve to have a life that respects your needs, what you really, really need. Psychologically and physically, and even spiritually.